An 11-year-old was tackled by cops, bloodied, harassed, forced to sign a no trespass order, and did absolutely nothing illegal. Let's put up the picture of the mother here. Her name is Cynthia, and I'm gonna give you the background to the story. A mom is now demanding answers after her 11-year-old was chased, tackled, and bloodied by California State Fair officers during the fair's Kids Day. It was during Kids Day at the fair. Cynthia Martin spoke to reporters outside of the Cal Expo gates on Monday. Her son, his name is Elijah. Let's put up a picture of Elijah. Young Elijah was, as they say, horsing around with 6 friends. The horseplay led to fair police chasing down and injuring the 11-year-old child before questioning him for more than 30 minutes. They then forced this child to sign a no trespass agreement without his parents present. Cynthia also stated that Elijah had documented injuries around his neck, hips, and stomach area, and area of his upper shoulders. He was bleeding from his nose. His shirt was completely covered in blood. The family, let's put up a picture. The family was accompanied by Tanya Faison and of Black Lives Matter, Sacramento on the left, and Greater Sacramento NAACP President Betty Williams, who's on the right. All right, Ms. Faison is calling for names of the officers, which has not been revealed yet, body camera information, and other security video footage, while Williams plans to meet with the fair executives, the leadership of the actual fair, okay? So Williams told reporters, and I quote, he's 11 years old. He's a child. What makes him different from any other 11-year-old? I tell you, he's black, a black male. It doesn't matter your age when it comes to society and law enforcement. You are treated differently, and he should never have been treated this way. There's a civil rights attorney on the case. Let's put up a picture of Mr. Mark Marin, all right? Civil rights attorney was also present. Marin has filed a tort claim. This is a precursor to a federal civil lawsuit against the California State Fair. According to Cynthia, the July 19th incident went like this. The group was jockeying to be first in line for a ride. That's common. The gate for the ride was closed as riders queued up, but Elijah leaped the gate to sit in the front seat of the ride ahead of his friends. The ride operator kicked him off and told him to leave the ride, according to the family's 4-page claim against the fair. All right, he did it, he left. He rejoined his friends and was walking with them toward the exit when he noticed they were being followed by police. So Elijah's friends did not look like him. Let me give you that context. You understand what I'm saying? Elijah's friends do not look like Elijah. So the officers only chased Elijah. The 5'3" child was frightened and ran from the group. The officers chased him down and tackled him to the asphalt. He escaped the first tackle and sprinted toward the gate and his mother, but officers caught up to him. He was again tackled to the ground and then pushed into a gate as fair patrons looked on. Officers then carried the child away to a security trailer and refused to let his mother in. That is a no-no. This is a juvenile being detained. You cannot question that juvenile. You need a parent or lawyer present, all right? That's pretty common in all jurisdictions. They decided to violate that. State fair officials in a statement on Monday afternoon said they were disappointed by the 11:30 p.m. incident, saying that the 11-year-old was unattended and demonstrated dangerous behavior that put himself and others at risk of severe physical harm, specifically climbing over a safety fence and almost being hit by a roller coaster ride. So this is the spin. Let me remind everybody, these are children being children. These are kids at play. This was Kids Day at the fair. Kids are going to do things that are immature. The question is, why are we treating 11-year-olds as if they are 31 or 41? Why are we treating a child as if he is a full-grown adult? And if this was such a problem, why not allow the mother to come inside of that trailer, that security trailer, and exit her son herself, rather than the tactics they used, which was basically how you would interrogate an adult. There's more. Additionally, fair officials said vendors accused the child of attempting to steal items, according to fair police, and the child was briefly detained. A small cut was treated with a bandage, fair official said, and then released to Martin after questioning. Once again, this is their version of the events, and other vendors who have remained anonymous, only speaking through the executive leadership of the fair. And the fair is saying, oh, we had reports of attempted theft. There's more. We believe the Cal Expo police followed all proper policies to quell the situation and keep the minor safe. Remember, the minor is bruised and bloodied. That's what the statement read. But Martin described a far different scene, telling reporters that she took her son to a local Kaiser Permanente medical center for further treatment. The incident is actually the latest in a long list of young Black and brown kids being harassed at that same state fair. This is just the most recent, all right? Okay, Jackson, thoughts on this?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you're a child. If you're Black, you're a threat. Whether you're a threat right now to the safety of all those other kids on the ride, or one day you're going to be a threat. It doesn't matter. But it's always sad to see instances like this where police officers could instead build rapport with the community. Because they obviously could have handled this situation in so many other ways. Even if they would have just said like, "Hey man, get out of here, man." You know what I'm saying? Like, even if they would have just, handled it in such a way like that, where they would have just kicked him out, or just told him like, hey, you can't run in front of everything. But they, whatever the situation, they justified, oh, you tried to steal this. Doesn't matter, he's an 11-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, tackling somebody and pushing their face on the ground is pretty excessive, even if you're just in a regular old street scuffle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't even try to hurt people that badly in situations like that. But this is why people fear the police and don't feel comfortable around them. Because again, it don't matter if you're a kid, if you're Black, then you causing trouble in their eyes.
Yeah. And it looks like the family does have witnesses supporting their point of view, the friends who were with the young 11-year-old and some other patrons at the park. Going to be interesting to see how this case unfolds. Okay.